but we feel that in long run they may not be able to sustain for different reasons, whether it's their experience or any other parameter before they are onboarded here. So that whenever there is any rectification, any errors, any servicing that they need to do to consumer, right from Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, starting with Northeast, deep Northeast now. I think I just thought to myself that these are rich countries. Customers were not very aware about how to the usage of vehicles. I saw that electric vehicles was being adopted.
Hello, sir. I'm Ganeshwari Gopal from Startup Lanes, and we are very grateful to have you on board with us. I would like to request you to please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yeah, sure. I'm Prakash Bhutra and the founder and MD of Teco Electra Motors Private Limited. So we are basically a Pune-based electric two-wheeler manufacturer, and we've been in this business for 2018, and we currently have a pan-India network of consisting almost more than 75 dealers, across various states, right from Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, starting with Northeast, deep Northeast now, and down south, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, etc. So we're basically manufacturing scooters. So we currently have four models right now, 3 scooters, and we have one specific delivery model, which is for basically carrying goods. One of its kind and one of the first ones in the country to have something of that sort, very dedicated to the delivery people. We have a team that we sit in the main head office in Pune, and we have a team that is expanding, which is expanding more geographically across different parts of the country as and where our network is coming up. So that's a brief introduction about myself and the company. Yeah.
Thank you. So I would ask, how did you come up with the idea of this startup?
So basically, during one of my international visits, I saw that electric vehicles was being adopted, in a large manner by the consumer of those countries. And I think I just thought to myself that these are rich countries, and as far as India is concerned, we are still a developing country, and we need something that is more economical option for something like fuel. And I think electric, nothing better than electric vehicles. So the idea is basically it saves the consumer from the very volatile fuel prices. And as we know, we are at a record high right now in India. So this is a big expenditure for the consumer, which he doesn't have a choice. And electric vehicle seems to be a very good answer for that. So of course, from an economical point of view, that is the first. We all are as a world, we are trying to go towards a green carbon and green energy, and no way better, because I think vehicles are one of the largest fuel consumers across the world, and if we can have something as an alternative option which can reduce that, then I think we're doing a great amount of good deed for the world. So this was the basic idea, to really think about it and venture into it.
So, sir, what was the most difficult part in the early stages of the company?
See, as we were starting, we didn't have any history to go back on, because there are not many players in 2018. So we had to start and learn a lot of things by ourselves, whether it was service network, developing a service network, the kind of problems that came across in the vehicles, etc. And the bigger question was customer education, customer awareness. It's a new industry, it's a sunrise industry. Customers were not very aware about how to the usage of vehicles, charging, discharging, and a lot of things. There was also a lot of apprehensions of customers. How much will their vehicle run? What if it stops in between, and things like that. So these are several of the challenges we came across. But I think as time grew by and as our network grew, a lot of these challenges most of them got addressed automatically. We had revision in products, we had revision in components to try to suit the Indian conditions, the local geographical terrain. And I think there was a lot of learning, and I think we came across all of that. And I think so now we are very much behind to deliver. We're very much there to deliver a very a robust product, which is a error-free product, if I can say. Yeah.
Can you get into this? So, what was the gap that you identified in the market?
See, as I told you earlier, the gap was more than a market gap. I would say trying to create a new market, because it was not an existing market where there was a gap, but probably it is a new market. Electric vehicles was not something that is used largely in the country, but this was something trying to create a new market. And the idea was to see if we can give the consumers an alternative to the fuel expenses, right? That is one of the biggest motivation or the pushing factor to get into something that can give alternative to the consumer. Yeah, because fuel bills are a very regular mechanism, and there's no choice. One has to spend on travel, and if you can have a savings on that, I think nothing like it, because that becomes a huge saving. If you try to look at it from a country point of view, it becomes a huge saving. And of course, I mean, we also do good work for the country by getting the fuel bill down. So I think these were the basic motivating factors or the reasons to get into this industry.
So can you please explain your business model?
We have two different models basically. Our business works into B2B and B2C. So B2C is basically where we sell through our dealers and they sell to the consumers, the end consumers. That's a B2C model, I will say. And we have dealerships across the country, as I told you, more than 75 right now. And we are on the road to have close to 150 by the end of this financial year. That's what we will have. That's a B2C model. And we provide, so all our dealers get training, they get sales training, they get technical training at our factory in Pune before they're onboarded here. So that whenever there is any rectification, any errors, any servicing that they need to do to consumer, they are fully aware and knowledgeable about various aspects of all the vehicle related components and mechanism of working to be able to give a smoother service and ensure that the turnaround time for a customer delivery is as less as possible. So that's a B2C model. In a B2B model, we are supplying to institutional customers, many of them delivery companies, etc. We are supplying to them, which we supply directly. We generally have the dealer in between and try to take his interest into consideration, the commercial interest. And that's a model we take across. So the institutional customers have different requirements, sometimes change requirements, etc. So any modifications, any customization that is required to be done, we do it at our end and we get it done for them. Yeah. These are the basic two channels that we really focus on, Yeah.
Sir, can you please describe about the products and services that you offer?
So as I told you that earlier, we have 4 products right now and 3 more in the offing, which hopefully should see the light of the day in this financial year again. So three scooters basically we have. When we designed the scooters, we designed it from a perspective that they should be appealing to different consumers of society. So we have some, and not just appealing, but also from a price point of view. So we had scooters starting all the way from 45,000 to 75,000, right? So something with a lesser power for the younger generation, something more from a feminine look for the ladies. Then we have a slightly more powerful model which can be used by the men, and then we have a delivery model, right? So we are trying to target different sections of the consumer, of the society, as per the requirements and needs. So that is what we have currently as far as products are concerned. As far as services are concerned, as I told you, our services are offered through the dealers. We train the dealers, the team of dealers, we train them, and they in turn provide the services to the consumer. For institution customers, we have AMCs with them where our people visit them, and any rectifications, any issues they have, etc., are taken care by our team. So we try to have that helps us to keep a tab about faster delivery time in terms of services or resolving any issues. So largely, this is what the products and services that we offer.
Who are your target customers?
Oh well, the whole world is a customer, So there's no specific. We want to target everybody, right? See, Gyaneshwari, that something that is, if I'm going to provide you alternative, which is coming at a lesser cost as compared to your regular mechanism, everybody's my customer, right? You don't need to divide, right from the younger generation to the middle-aged employees, businessmen, their employees, to the old people, etc. Also, it also does away from the hassle of going to a fuel station and filling the vehicles and every time. So it's a very convenient way. We have batteries which are detachable and you can charge them at your house. So it's very, very convenient to really ride the scooter. No need to stand the fuel lines, no need to be afraid or try to worry about the very fuel prices. Today is 105, tomorrow it will be 150 also. What will you do, right? So in our case, every year we are trying to reduce the battery cost. On one side, fuel is increasing every year, but we are trying to reduce the battery cost every year and trying to make it a more attractive proposal from a consumer point of view. Yeah.
Sir, why do the customers choose your products and services again? Why did they repeatedly approach you?
See, Nyaneshwari, we are a very professional company, and I think that is what makes the customer come to us, right? As I said, this flows down right up to the network. So we train our dealers to be very, very alert and customer-centric in terms of giving service, trying to explain the customer about the products, and all of these aspects. So I think service, quality are the main parameters that really drive the customer to get into us again and again. And this is precisely the reason why we have been able to create a network of over 75 dealers in a very short span of time. Mind you, all our dealers are big players in their own terms, and they have been able to associate with us because of these parameters, where we bring in quality and we bring in service. A lot of there is in the industry is going through a time where you don't get a lot of parts, but in our case we ensure that everything is available timely. There could be minor delays here and there, but yes, on a large macro level we ensure that things should go smoothly, and I think that's what has gotten us the confidence of the customer.
That's good. So sir, what are the 3 unique things that makes you better than your competitors?
I think I just said that, but I mean professionalism is one of the defining factors what I think we bring on table, right from trying to onboard dealers. So there are a lot of times when we have to refuse to them because we feel that somewhere there's a mismatch. We are not able to, we don't fit, right? So there are many people who approach for dealerships, but we feel that in the long run they may not be able to sustain for different reasons, whether it's their experience or any other parameter, and we have to politely refuse to them. So our idea is to get associated with whether it's vendors, whether it's our dealers on a very, very long-term basis, right? It should not be something that we're trying to do for the short term, right? So I think professionalism, I would say, as I said, quality, service, availability of parts, availability of vehicles, and I think we honor our commitments. I think these are some of the important parameters that really draw dealers to us and eventually the customers. So I think these are a few of the points. As I said, a couple of more points that really stand out is our vehicles. Basically, our vehicles, as I said, are designed. We have tried to bring vehicles from a different price point of view. So from 45,000 to 75,000, we have something for every segment of the society. So anybody coming into your showroom doesn't walk out without buying a vehicle, right? This large product portfolio itself is very appealing, and it helps dealers enhance their sales. So I think these are the, and needless to say, the last but not the least, the mileage that our scooters give. Our government approved range of one charge is almost 107 kilometers. That means when you charge once, in our scooters give a range of 107 kilometers. Now that's a fantastic range to our mind. Average consumer drives 35 kilometers a day. He's getting 107 kilometers. So that's fantastic. Nobody has to worry whether there'll be a scooter will get discharged in between and things like that. It runs very smoothly without really any breakdowns, etc. So that's from a consumer point of view why they get attracted to our vehicles. Yeah.
Really an amazing vehicle, I must say. So, sir, why should a job applicant will work with you?
See, actually, the kind of team that we have currently, they all are people from the auto industry. Largely, many of them are from auto industry who's worked with. Some have worked over 15 years with the auto industry. So there's a lot of professionalism we bring on the table, right? What does the employee look for? An employee looks for that he should have a professional team. He should be given an opportunity to grow. He should be given a chance to upgrade his skills. we have all of this and much more. A professional team, we give them a freedom, to do their own work, and initiate them to risk taking. We want them to try and come up with better and better suggestions, better and better propositions, right? From any aspect. Finally, we also will be coming with, ESOPs for our own team members, which gives them a sense of ownership. So when there's a employee stock options giving, the employees get a sense of ownership of the company. And I think that's what we are here, that largely we want to work as a family. And I know that that's a kind of relation and bonding that we want to keep and move on, drive the company. So from somebody who wants to work here, I think you have to be ambitious. We'll give you a lot of freedom and we'll give you a lot of opportunity to work. So I think that is exciting for somebody who's looking for something on these lines.
So sir, my next question is, if it wasn't your company, what you would be doing right now?
I would be doing some sort of business. I mean, something that is, this is a very exciting and challenging industry because it doesn't have any precedence, right? So you're trying to develop a lot of new things, and which is very exciting. Trying to give the world a new product, a new dimension, and I think that's exciting. So if I would not be doing this, I'd probably doing some other business itself. And there are many exciting industries. So yeah, I'd be doing one of them.
Sir, what are your recent and long-term plans?
See, our long-term plans, of course, go in tandem with the short-term plans as well. There are enhancement or expansion of the short-term plans. So the idea is basically to develop a pan-India network where we already have more than 75 dealers right now. We would like to reach to 300 in the next 2 years. Try to cover every nook and corner of India, and not limited to country itself, but we also like to start exporting to other countries. We already have a few export inquiries. We are working on them. And the idea is to create a mark and participate in the electric revolution that is happening. So I think it's a new revolution that's happening, So nobody had ever thought that there could be a replacement for fuel. I think that was difficult to think, but today it's a reality. It's happening, right? It's right here, right now. So, so we want to be a sizable player in the country, develop a mark, and be able to drive, roll out some good products for different segments of the society. So that is what we have in mind.
So, sir, I would like to ask: are you raising external funds, or are you willing to raise external funds in near future?
Yeah, see, largely so far, in the last few years, what we have put in our own equity, and the company is totally self-funded, right? We have not raised any external debt. But now, as we grow, and as we want to face the world and we want to have a faster growth. So yes, we will be needing funds, and we will be eventually scouting for private funds, or trying to get some sort of strategic partnership with corporates in similar lines, somewhere down the chain, value, upper side, lower side of the chain of electric segment. It could be some automobile manufacturer, power producing companies, etc. So some of them have approached us, and we are just trying to see, who fits best, where it makes a win-win situation for both of us. Yeah.
Sir, lastly, I would like to ask your feedback on Startup Lanes.
I think Startup Lanes is a fantastic company, and so that's needed. So a company which can provide information on startups, etc.